The Washington Post has lost 200,000 subscribers in 3 days and counting. That number is counting. According to the data, that's roughly 8% of the newspaper subscribers. That is a lot. That is a big chunk of people. And if nothing else, it shows that there's vast enthusiasm for Kamala Harris. I mean, that's not the only place you see it. You see it in the rally sizes. You see it more importantly than anything else, the actual early voting numbers. People are voting. People are coming out. So there's no doubt there. But the Washington Post, they're planning to endorse Kamala Harris. Jeff Bezos stepped in and was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that. That can't happen. We have to remain unbiased." And one of his head editors ended up stepping down. It appears that Jeff Bezos' decision really wasn't a good one. Now, is that going to hurt his pocketbook? Absolutely not, because he's wealthier than wealthy can be. But at the end of the day, that's really, really not good for their retention. That's really, really not good just for the Washington Post's overall brand. So let's check some of this out.
Media lead brand new reporting in the wake of the Washington Post editorial board announcing that it would not endorse either Harris or Trump in the presidential race. NPR's David Folkenflik is breaking the story. David, tell us what you learned.
Well, it's extraordinary. In the 3 days since we first wrote about the decision by owner Jeff Bezos to block a planned endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris by the Post's editorial board, you've seen a series of resignations. Two columnists resign, two editorial writers resign. And you've also seen this sort of revulsion or outcry on social media. Well, it turns out to be real, that over 200,000 people have canceled subscriptions to the Washington Post in just 3 days. And that figure is rising, I'm told. That reflects about 8% of the Post, call it 2.5 million subscribers if you combine digital and print subscriptions. And it's an astonishing reaction. Usually you see a protest like this rise to the level of a few hundred, or at times in a moment of great outcry to a few thousand.
And keep in mind, too, he said normally with stuff like this, you see a few hundred, maybe a few thousand. 200,000, that's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. And again, that's a strong indication of the enthusiasm, not even just behind Kamala Harris, but the enthusiasm to get Donald Trump the hell up out of here. People are really sick of this. People are sick of the circus. They're sick of the clown show. So yeah, we'll continue. But again, what he just said, you got to keep that in mind. This is really, really big.
This is, of course, 100 times greater. And it's something that really will batter that newsroom and its morale after a series of deflating moves, not least of which because that newsroom has been involved in covering so many instances of wrongdoing and alleged illegalities by former President Trump and his circle of associates. But also that editorial page, which is run separately, has made such a clarion call of the idea that Trump is himself a threat to the American democratic experiment. And yet here they are just days before this Razor's Edge election saying, we're not going to make an endorsement at all.
And didn't some of the company, a company connected to Bezos, not a Washington Post company, but a company connected to Bezos, meet with Donald Trump like right after that decision?
That's right. So Blue Origin is his space company. It has a $3.4 billion contract with NASA. They met, I believe, in Texas just a few hours after this was revealed, after NPR revealed it, and then the Post confirmed it in a published article by the publisher and CEO, Will Lewis. Let's not forget Bezos has other business interests as well, with major business before the federal government, not least, for example, cloud computing services, which Amazon alleged in a lawsuit that Trump had essentially intervened to block a $10 billion contract. So Bezos has interests there that some people are saying may have influenced his decisions.
Wow, 200,000 cancellations is huge. David Folkenflik with NPR. Thank you so much for
200,000 subscriptions in 3 days. Again, think about how that rippled through. Like, people were so adamant they had to take their time out of their day to do this. Like this isn't, you have to go online, you got to click a bunch of buttons, you got to click the, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Then they'll probably give you like 3 or 4, are you sure? Are you really sure? Are you really, really, really sure you want to go? And people were like, yes, fuck this. Again, that shows a lot of enthusiasm. Now we'll get to Jeff Bezos's comments that he wrote yesterday. He said, most people believe the media is biased. Anyone who doesn't see this is paying scant attention to reality, and those who fight reality lose. Reality is an undefeated champion. Oh, you're so brilliant, Jeff Bezos. Such genius words right here. It would be easy, and again, if this really was the right decision, then why did you lose 200,000 subscribers, and why do you have key people who are part of the editorial board and columnists quitting and stepping down? Obviously, this is a decision you make for yourself. That's why people are reacting the way that they are. He continues, it would be easy to blame others for our long and continuing fall in credibility and therefore decline in impact, but a victim mentality will not help. Complaining is not a strategy. We must work harder to control what we can control to increase our credibility. I really don't know what the hell. Oh, I'm sitting here highlighting stuff like y'all can see it in the first place. Hold on, let me bring this up just so I can highlight it and show y'all. But I really don't know what this is supposed to mean in particular when he says this right here. It would be easy to blame others for our long and continuing impact or fall in credibility. Well, again, what do you mean blame others? I don't really, what are you talking about? People are blaming you for this. And then he goes on to say, but a victim mentality will not help. Who has a victim mentality? Like, what does that mean? If people are unsubscribing, what does that have to do with a victim mentality, Jeff? People are unsubscribing because they're mad at you, because they really, really see the danger in another Trump presidency. And apparently that doesn't matter to you. You want to be cool. You want to both sides it just in case Trump gets in there and you can get another tax cut because, famously, Jeff Bezos, you don't have enough money. You don't know how you're going to make ends meet. You share the struggles of everyday Americans. I know you came from a regular background, but you ain't there no more. But again, I just wanted to go over that real quick because 200,000 people unsubscribing is beyond significant. Hey now, thank you so much for tuning in here at Politics and Paper. If you like what I do and you support my work, go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it and it really helps to support what we do here.